come on, Brian Johnson. No, not the biohacking Brian Johnson, the threat-making Brian Johnson.
Just pulling up. Guess what? You're dead, bitch.
So check this out. Just last night, Brian Johnson, aka the Liver King, was arrested for making terroristic threats towards Joe Rogan. Apparently he was on his way to Joe Rogan's state, and he was a little belligerent or whatever they're saying about his words and actions towards Joe Rogan that he got himself with the law itself. Now, we've made a YouTube video on Liver King years ago when his whole steroid regimen came out, $10,000 worth of performance-enhancing drugs, not in good amounts. Obviously, the guy is an absolute freak. He's vascular as heck. He's huge. Since then, he claims he's come off, but obviously, the mental game is getting to him to a point as well. We're not here to judge the man, but wow. To get to this point as an influencer in this day and age, it's crazy to see that he's now in jail for having done something once again. I believe that Liver King is an absolute charlatan. I think he is a person who falsely pretends to have a knowledge or skill about what he does. But in reality, if you think about it, he's not an expert. If you look at his past, where he came from, what he does now, he has a supplement line, he has a business, he is a brand, he's a huge advocate of the carnivore lifestyle, an extremist. He eats testicles and bone marrow and all these wild things that are just laid out on the table like he lives back in the caveman days. It's a marketing stunt. Now, marketing is okay, but when you have an intention of deceiving others for personal gain, that's where I have an issue. I mean, look, there's so many sources and ways to consume knowledge, to consume content in the online world. And when someone like the Liver King comes along and just crams down your throat this one true way to live your life, it's honestly not really a good fit for many people, one. But two, it's not sustainable or healthy. When you just preach the carnivore lifestyle, think about it. Why would most people want to go carnivore? It's to be healthier, to lose weight, something that they desire. But when you're preaching on these people because of that one thing that they want to accomplish, you're not taking into consideration the rest of their life, how it's going to fit into their lifestyle, how they're going to enjoy it, how long they're going to keep up with it. And the Liver King is an example of one individual who can stick to something for a long period, obviously getting a lot of benefit out of it. So that's an incentive to continue it for himself. But think about the individuals that say, yeah, I really look up to Liver King. I'm going to go carnivore for this reason. And they willpower through it for as long as they can. But willpower only lasts so long. We're human beings, people. Come on, how long can you just willpower your way through one of the hardest types of diets out there? Carnivore. Eating meat all day, every day, not caving and giving in to the other desires that you have, not enjoying social elements with your family, with your friends. Come on, we gotta be realistic, and Liver King is so far from realistic. So honestly, maybe this is a call out for the guy. Maybe this is supposed to happen to him. Maybe it's happening for a good reason. Who knows what'll come of this being so fresh? Maybe it's nothing. Maybe he gets out of jail today or tomorrow and this all blows over. But maybe it's also a sign that, hey, we've got to be really careful as to who we listen to online, and we've got to keep the door to our mind cracked as to where we obtain our knowledge from, because a lot of people really look up to individuals such as the Liver King, and they take their word as gospel, and they go to practice what they're doing, and then they don't get a result, and it doesn't last very long, and it messes with their mind even more. And that is problematic for me, because people deserve to live their best life. They deserve to take in the knowledge that is going to serve them right, so that when they put forth the effort to actually accomplish something, they not only get there, but they can sustain it and thus be happy and fulfilled. And I do not think Liver King leads people down that path in any way.
Say it again.
Liver is king.
Liver is king!
Now, this is my opinion. I don't know the Liver King personally, but from what I've gathered of him over the years, not being a loyal follower, every time I see his content, it's very abrasive, it's very direct, it's very in your face, which can be a good thing, but I truly believe that he is out to make as much money as he can with his personal brand and his beef supplements and everything he has to offer, which is quite a bit. And he lives a very lavish lifestyle, but at the end of the day, he's got these tenets that he throws out there, and it's just so, it's laugh-worthy, honestly, because even his 10 ancestral tenets, I believe they're called, are so ridiculous. They don't fall in line with what an average person's lifestyle would be like. If you followed them all, is it really gonna lead to a well-balanced, fulfilled life? Come on. We'll throw the tenets up here. If you go check them out for yourself, they're pretty off the wall and let's just say unrealistic for anyone to follow and actually live their best life. And to maybe comment on the individual that he was supposedly attacking with his words and got arrested for, Joe Rogan. I think that man adds a lot more value to this earth than Liver King. I'm not a huge Joe Rogan fan. I've seen quite a few of his podcasts where he's interviewing some noteworthy people, but Joe Rogan is at least trying to gather information and learn things and share value with his audience, whereas Liver King, it's just do this, do that, here's why this is better than X, and it's a sales pitch, and the man is so extreme that people like that. But when you really step back and think, is this man good for society? Is this man good for people that want to get fit? Is this man good for people that want to get healthy? I sure as heck don't think so. And I think a lot of people deep down know that, but look at his following. It's huge. And so people obviously continue to consume his content, and therefore he continues to make a lot of money. So he's going to keep doing what is working, which is the extremist mentality, the extremist perception, the extremist shares of what his lifestyle is, which is charlatan-like. So to the Liver King and his followers, this just in, Liver King is in jail as of the past 24 hours or even less, and we'll see how it unfolds. But I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but I do think it says something about the health and fitness industry in itself, and that a lot of people can spiral, a lot of people can do some rash, crazy things, and Liver King is obviously not only in trouble for this, but also having been on a $10,000 a month steroid regimen for the longest time without sharing it publicly, and actually denying that he was on any sort of performance-enhancing drugs for months directly to the public on podcasts, lying straight to our faces. So now he's caught in another act of maliciously attacking someone with his words that is one of the biggest influential people, and we'll see how it unfolds. So I digress, but I think we should be very careful with who we listen to online, especially with health and fitness, because there's a lot of people that are not in the best shape, they're not in the best health, they want to be. They have the desire to take in the right knowledge and apply it so that they can live their best life for themselves and their family. And I do not think Liver King is a good example of that at all. Give me a 1 down in the comments if you're familiar with the latest Liver King shenanigans that we're about to get into. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you like this video and you enjoy these reaction videos, give us a like here on the Instashred channel and subscribe to us for the next reaction video of whatever comes up in this day and age.